What's up guys, Roger here with Vantage Realty and Home Loans back again. If you haven't checked out my last video, 2022 housing forecast, definitely check that out because that's going to tell us what's happening with rate hikes, the Fed, history, and how it's going to repeat itself, what that's going to do for the housing, mortgage rates, stock market, and so on. So if you haven't already done so, check that video out. And please, if you enjoy these videos, hit the like button so we can reach more people who can see this kind of content that might be able to help them out. So I was kind of at a crossroads. I'm like, what kind of video can I make that's going to be helpful for people right now? Because interest rates are going up. Home values are going up. If we take a look at the charts here, we could see home prices going up like crazy. Depending on where you are, it's going up very drastically. But let's take a quick look. So this is the median home price in America the last 5 years. So just Q2 2020, we were at 322. And look how sharply this is going up. Okay. So basically in the past year and a half, home prices have gone up 30%. The median home across America is 404, probably going to reach $500,000 in the next couple years. The average home, if you live in a major metropolitan city, Los Angeles, New York, Phoenix, Dallas, Miami, any metropolitan area, double these numbers because home prices are going up way more. This is taken into account all the, middle of the country where home prices are much lower. So just considering that the fact that this number is at 404 is pretty crazy. So my message in this video is to be very, very cautious of what kind of news you're watching, because today I came across this article that I want to share with you guys. All right, this article is on CNN Business. Why inflation can actually be good for everyday Americans and bad for rich people. Okay, already there's so much that pains me reading this article. What a disservice someone like Allison Morrow is doing to you to release an article that says inflation is good for everyday Americans. Okay, so everyone's talking about inflation right now, and inflation is a tax. Okay, when the government spends money, the trillions of dollars that they've been spending, okay, and the value of your dollar goes down, that is a tax. So when people like Biden talk about, we're not going to raise taxes, it's not going to cost you anything. We're going to just spend this money. It's not going to cost you anything. Yes, it does cost you money. Inflation is a tax. It's a tax because your value of your money is going down. So let's take a quick look at this article. No one likes paying more for stuff. That's why inflation, especially in the sharp price increases we've seen in the recent months, feels like a dirty word. But on the whole, inflation can actually be a good thing for many working class Americans, especially with those with fixed rate debt like 30-year mortgages. That's because wages are going up, which not only empowers workers, but also gives them more money to pay down debt. Plus, in the case of a mortgage, your monthly payment will be the same, but your house will increase in value. Okay, so let's unpack this for a second. Inflation is a dirty word, and rich people are going to lose money with inflation. Let me just break this down for you guys, okay? So a fixed 30-year mortgage is good because your payment is going to stay the same. But who are the people that own the most real estate in America? It's the people with money, right? So if you're an average person, you may own a house, you may not. If you're renting right now, it's not a good thing. What's happening? Corporations, Redfin, Zillow, they're buying up neighborhoods. The average American may not own a home. Yes, home values are going up, but guess what? Rich people also own real estate. Okay, so the second part of this article talks about inflation losers. Okay, another group getting hit are people with exposure to government bonds. Think households with more than one who typically invest in both equities and debt. Who are the ones that are going to get hurt when the 10-year or even 30-year bonds, that tends to be higher income households. Don't let articles like this fool you. Yes, there may be very wealthy people who own bonds, but they also own stocks and they also own real estate. Those people who own bonds are going to be fine. This is just another article that's essentially putting rich people, making them out to be evil. Right? So again, this is the same narrative that we've been seeing forever and ever. Rich people are bad. Rich people are bad. It's not the case. Okay. Rich people do want to help. People with money want to help, do good things. Who contributes more to charities than people with money? You have to have money to be able to do good in this world. So, as I get older and I make more money, buy more real estate and so on, the more I'm able to give, the more I'm able to donate. You know, this last Christmas, I was able to donate to so many different charities because I have more money. So guys, don't follow these kinds of articles, these kinds of narratives that say things like inflation is a good thing. That's insane. Please be mindful of who you follow and what kind of news you're reading, because this is not serving you. CNN Business sharing an article that says inflation is a good thing and is good for everyday Americans and bad for rich people. This is insane, guys. Please do not buy into these types of narratives. Follow people who have made a lot of money, right? So you can do the same, right? Don't let these types of articles fool you into thinking that inflation is a good thing for everyday Americans. The everyday American makes $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year. Maybe they don't own a house. If they don't own a house and they don't have a fixed 30-year mortgage, right? What's going to happen? Every time they pump gas, that's more money that they have to spend. Every time they go to the grocery store, that's more money they have to spend, right? That is a tax. Just be careful of who you're voting for. And we need to really cut back spending. We need to cut back on the people we vote for and the fact that they're passing $1 trillion bills like it's nothing. And thinking that, oh, this is going to help us, right? Spending. We've spent more money in the last couple of years than in the last 100 years combined as a government, as a country. Okay, I don't know the exact number, but we know we're spending tons of money, printing money. It's gotten out of control, and a 6.8 inflation, which, you know, they just came out with the number. The inflation rate right now is 6.8%. So everything is going up in price, and most people are not making 100, 200, 300 grand. Most people make 40, 50, 60 grand and may not own a house. So that money at the grocery store, the increased cost of goods, increased cost of services, increased cost of gas is a tax. So do not be fooled. And you know, the fact that they're saying inflation is bad for rich people, look, rich people are going to make money in every single market. They didn't become rich by being dumb. Yes, they may have some money in bonds, but that means they also own a bunch of other stuff, right? So they're not going to be hurt. They're going to be good either way. My goal in this channel is for you guys to build wealth through real estate. So again, if you are able to at this time, buy a house. Home prices are continuing to go up at a crazy rate, which also means rents are going to go up. You do not want to be a renter forever. You want to be part of the wealth building generation, you know, for yourself, for your family. You want to be able to have something to pass down to your kids, and you want to have the security of, you know, building that wealth through real estate. Just to give you guys a quick story, growing up, my parents never owned a home. I went to a private school. They busted their butts 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. Both of my parents worked 6 days a week, 10 hours a day to put me and my brother through private school. That helped me in a way because I was around people who had more money. Even though my parents didn't have a lot of money, they had to get grants and, you know, ask for tuition discounts to have us go to this school. Basically, my parents were never able to buy a house. If they were able to buy a house in the mid 90s after they immigrated to America and saved some money, the neighborhoods that they would have bought in, the house was about $200,000. Today, those home values are over $800,000. They would have had $600,000 in equity, right? So my parents are now divorced. So if they were able to split that, they would each have, you know, in addition to paying off that mortgage, but even if they didn't, they would each have $300,000 in equity and, you know, could retire possibly, but they didn't. They weren't able to buy a house because they were short on a down payment. That's one of the things that drives me to invest in real estate, make this channel and help people buy houses, because I saw it through my own parents' point of view and my point of view, how much wealth real estate can build. Even if you just buy a single house, you live in it for 30 years and pay it off, and the appreciation over that 30-year period changes your life, is going to change your kid's life. It's going to change the whole trajectory of your family and your family for generations. That is my goal here. And we're not going to get there by watching articles like that talking about inflation being a good thing. So that's it for now. If you found this video valuable, please smash the like button. I'm trying to release 2 videos a week, anything real estate, mortgage, money related that's going to help you guys build generational wealth, because I didn't have it. You know, my parents are in their 60s, still working. My dad recently retired, but again, he's living off Social Security, not a lot of, you know, money to live off of. Doesn't have a retirement, doesn't have 401k. So, you know, he requires our help, and I'm happy to help him, but you don't want to put your kids in that position. You want to be able to build enough wealth so that when you grow old, you can help your kids and grandkids build their wealth, send them to college, help them buy their first home. So that's the position I want to put you guys in, and hope I can do so by bringing you guys knowledge. And if you can, buy a house. You know, if you're on the fringe, pull the trigger, lower your expectations, ask for help from friends or family. Do what you got to do, get into a house, because home prices are looking like they're going to go up another 10 to 20% depending on where you are in the next year. And those numbers we looked at earlier in the video are just going to be higher from here. So get in sooner rather than later. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.